wasn't using any jump cuts, any crazy stuff like that. It was just all based on the script. I didn't use any SEO, really hardly any hashtags at all. When I launched the video, it was getting 5 likes for every 10 views, and it still wasn't. It took like 3 weeks for that video to actually start gaining traction and momentum. But I see Threads content out here that's blowing up like immediately. So if you're a social media coach or consultant, just make some videos on Threads. I grew an account to 80,000, an account to 40,000, an account to 14,000 in 1 week. One of my clients grew an account from 500 followers to 15,000 in 1 day. Another dude I helped go from 900 followers to 20,000 followers within 2 weeks. This was like September, November. Right now, because of his hard work, he's sitting at around 189,000 followers. One of the coaches who follows my curriculum made $8,000 last month. Now, here's why I don't focus on going viral. You can't eat views and you can't eat followers, but here's what you can eat. Food that's bought by money that you spent from people who want to learn how to do exactly what you did. Now, if you focus on going viral, you can. I could pack this account full of trend alerts, and if you want to go viral on TikTok, this is the top 10 ways to go. I could do that. People really underestimate the amount of work they'll have to do because they see a viral TikTok, infer that it took 10 minutes and think, I'm going to put 10 minutes of work in and get a viral TikTok, ignoring the years of experience of constantly improving these creators have had. Now, I think it would be poetic justice if I could turn a hater's comment into a positive result for everyone. So, if you want to become an audience builder, I'm offering to teach you everything I know and how to apply it to your specific scenario so you won't have to keep watching tons of TikToks and YouTube videos trying to figure out what to do. You know what the worst part of creating content is? Is the fact that it takes so long to make. I am not exaggerating when I tell you every single social media post I see, every single podcast I listen to or book I read, I just have so many content ideas that I wish I had the time to make. With content, you can zoom into concepts and zoom out indefinitely. No matter where you look in the world, there is a richness and a complexity that is it's completely inexhaustible and it's directly at hand. And the same thing is true for creating content. Like, I have ideas for the videos that I want to make, for the content just so many ideas. I've been writing them out on my whiteboard today. And there's absolutely no way I'll be able to create all of the content that I want to create. It would take me just years of filming and editing, and by then my ideas change. And so when I create content, I try to optimize for getting the concepts out, communicating them over the way they are communicated, because there's just too much to say. You ever come across creators you unconsciously stop and watch no matter what they're saying? If you have, make sure to save this video, because today I'm going to go over the basics of framing that allowed me to grow this account to 14K in 1 week, grow over 1 million followers for my clients overall, and the same concept that guarantees me consistent lead flow on this account. The concept's simple, you can absolutely copy me, and I guarantee you'll understand it by the end of this video. There are 2 types of frames, explicit frames and implicit frames. The explicit frame is a frame that's communicated by the creator. If I tell you I'm an expert of some sort, I've just set an explicit frame. If I tell you this concept has helped me grow 15,000 followers in 1 week, when I told you that, I set an explicit frame. Well, what's the use of the explicit frame? The explicit frame tells you, the viewer, what to expect from the video you are going to watch, what I am going to try to communicate to you, and who I am. And if you understand these things as a viewer, you will stay and listen. The thing that helped me grow the most was setting explicit frames that were both believable and powerful. The most important explicit frame you can focus on is the idea. The second most important is the hook, and the third most important is what comes directly after the hook. Now, let's talk about the implicit frame. It's everything that's not communicated by the creator. This is everything from what you're wearing to how you sound to the captions your video has, if your video has captions at all. Levi, what's the use of the implicit frame? Well, technically, people use the implicit frame to decide whether or not they can believe in the explicit frame that was set by the creator. The most important implicit frame is your energy and your mannerism. The second most important is your video quality and lighting. And the third most important is how clear and digestible your information is. If you want to optimize the explicit frame to get results like I did, brag on your video idea. State it from the point of maximum value. If you're a coach with 5 years of experience under your belt, say so. If the concept made you $10,000, say so. Now, if you want to optimize the implicit frame,
Make your videos look as good as they possibly can. And believe in your mission. People can see how much you believe in what you say. That's 50% of the battle. The other 50% of the battle is making videos that look like you know what you're doing, because if you actually believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, you will put forth the effort to make your videos look as good as they possibly can. This entire account is dedicated to helping viewers like you grow a following with organic content. So if you're trying to build an audience, just check out the rest of my content. If you've spent any time on TikTok at all, you probably noticed that there are certain creators who seem really comfortable in their skin, who seem like they can just pick up the phone and say whatever comes to mind, and their videos do really well. I'm Levi. I've been creating content on TikTok for the past 6 years. I work full-time as a content coach for a living, and today I'm going to go over the things that stand in the way of people who are trying to appear natural but also invested in what they're saying when it comes to presenting on camera. The first thing people try to do is they try to escape the cringe. They think that if they do something or if they adopt a certain set of principles or boundaries, that their content won't look cringy to them in 6 months. I'm here to tell you this is absolutely inescapable. The same way you look back on yourself a year ago, 2 years ago, and think that was so stupid, there are going to be parts in your content you're going to look back at and say, wow, I can't believe I said that, can't believe I did that. You just have to embrace it. It's a fact of the matter. People also don't realize that this is true as far as saying stuff that will make other people mad or unhappy or jealous or upset or anything like that. You don't want to set out with intent to provoke, but you have to know that you are going to say something that provokes people, and there's absolutely nothing you can do to avoid that. The way to get past these things is to tell the truth when you create. People think that authenticity is being original. It's not. Being authentic is telling the truth. The next thing I'll say is the more you create, the more content you put out, the more people who have seen your face, the more you realize that there is a danger that is associated with putting yourself out on camera. But the danger, it actually becomes less and less, smaller and smaller, if you will. And eventually you just don't perceive the danger of people judging you at all. Even if people were to judge you incorrectly, which they do, there's a danger there and it can't matter. The last thing I'll say is that people place the value of what they have to say in how well it was received by other people. This is a misconception. The value in what you have to say, it is absolute. It's valuable because it's a thought that you have, and probably nobody else has the same approach to that thought, although the thought itself may not be an original thought. The thing that dictates how well people receive an idea is the framing, not the idea itself. And so you need to know that every single idea you have is incredibly valuable. It's just the way you frame it that determines whether or not people like it en masse or not. If you approach content with these things in mind, your content will appear more natural, you'll appear more relaxed, and you'll be clearer when you communicate. Hope this helped. All the gurus on TikTok who give you advice on how to grow, how to go viral, how to get more engagement, they're not wrong. They just want to give you a cold, hard fact you can latch onto and then feel good about doing and associate that good feeling with them. And if you happen to go viral by some lucky chance or not, you can associate your going viral with that fact that they told you about TikTok. I'm Levi. I've been creating content for the past 6 years. I coach people with content, and the bottom line is it's usually a combination of everything that determines whether your videos are getting engagement and your account's growing or not. And the number one rule I find to be true is that people who act like they have to specialize, they have to be as good as they possibly can, they have to be the best in their field at creating content,